Alright, alright. So this channel has reached 5K subscribers. And I'd like to thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following on Twitch. Thank you for following on Twitter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I feel blessed that we reached that milestone. I promised something a while ago and I got it delivered today. So I said when we reach 5K, I'm gonna stip draft on my main. That means Sunday Fundays are back. The stipulation is simple. Pick every rare, play every rare, no matter what. We just gotta do it. Like, if a rare is in the way of a good card, if a bad rare is in the way, has to end up in the deck. There's a lot on the line. If I end up losing, I might fall out of top 250 and the season ends in 12 hours. So I like some high stakes magic, I'm not gonna lie. Even if it's stipulation drafting, this is competitive now. We're taking it seriously. All right, let's do it. Man, oh no, what have I opened? What have I done? This is the worst that could happen. You control target opponent during their next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that players during the next turn instead. Waterbend 10. The issue with this card is usually when you do this stipulation, usually when you need to pick or play every rare, you gonna end up in a 5-color deck. This is a quadruple blue card. We gotta take it. There's no other option. Sometimes there's 2 rares and Arena gives you options, but this is not the case here. What I would take in a real draft, I have I mean, the pack is kind of bad. This card can pop off. I really like the O3. Would probably go with that. But overall, the pack is just bad. Keep in mind that there's a concept to follow with these drafts, or at least how I like to follow them. Like, you want fixing if possible, because you often end up in 5 colors. You also want to take cheap cards when possible, because the curve gets compromised when you have to take expensive rares or unplayable rares early. Luckily, this one is really good. We know that card. It just gets your instants and lessons back. Lessons are 1 mana. It's in 3 colors, but everything is a single peep, so this is not a big deal. So we gotten our bomb. One way I like to build decks when I have useless cards in a deck, I pick this card or looting really high. So sometimes you can end up with cards that I don't even maybe want to play enough sources to play out that card. I can maybe build to discard it, if that makes sense. We're taking the rare. Ooh. We're getting rares, and these are not too bad. Okay, not a special card. There's a lot of humans is the issue in this format. It won't pump much, but it does pump sometimes, so... And it's a 4-mana 4/4, so at least a card that impacts the game in any meaningful way, right? While Secrets, it's not really it. I think there are better picks in this pack, like Lost Days, Boomerang Basics, or Mai are all premium non-rares. But we gotta take the rare. Well, not my favorite. It's free. The issue is it's a red card, which we're not necessarily in red now, or red land. But since it sets, unless you control a basic land, it comes into play untapped. It's most of the times untapped. So not hating that pick. I'd much rather have one of the lands that fixes for our splashes. I mean, everything is kind of gonna be a splash. We still have to find focus. The creature curve wants to be in 1 color. Green is usually the way to go, because green fixes in most formats. Gotta take the rare. Maybe shrines can happen. What if these shrines wheel? That would be funny. Because if we're 5 color, why not? At least we can pull that off for the funsies. But the rare is in a way, so that's how these stipulation drafts go sometime. This one is interesting because I would not pick that card, which is Barrels, which is a mana fixing card. I would not pick it that high. There are better cards, for instance, like this would be looting for our useless cards, which I think goes up in value. Patrol is an excellent way to mana ramp. I mean, we could try to get Barrels later, but I think this could be a deck where 4 of those are needed, so I think that is kind of close. They go late, so maybe I go with Archers, but we have to go red main then. But I really like the fact that that discards a card and it's an early play. I'm gonna take Archers. Red has a lot of looting. Gotta take the rare. Satch. I haven't passed the rare in last pack, right? Now I'm a little bit delusional. I'm recording this on my own, so I have no chat to warn me if I do a mistake. But yeah, I gotta take the rare, which is one of the worst one, I think, because it's a colorless land. We can play it as a, I don't know, 18th or 19th land, but that's not optimal. I'd much rather have something like a ostrich here, or even the duel would be great, even though we're not in those colors now. 1, 2, 3, 5 rares. We're gonna end up with this rate, we're gonna end up with 10 different rares or more probably. Similar concept. We could just build this as a heavy red deck and just discard the useless card. This doesn't fix right now, so I'm actually really tempted to keep it simple. Maybe Timor based red green. For that reason, I'm gonna take the archer, even though that's counterintuitive, because fixing is usually really important. But early creature helps us survive, and it loots the bad cards away. I like that concept. I think that's similar to mana fixing. So could take a lesson here. We could also go aggro. It's gonna be hard to play aggro with all the cards in the way. And this card is just alright. I don't mind the quality lesson though. And it also discards. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. Although just keeping it red-green has its uses. Oh, never mind. We're going here. We can out aggro. It's gonna be easier to win games. No rares. We could do shrines, but I think land is just better here. There's no reason to go shrines right now. We're gonna wheel all the shrines though. The red-green aggro with good lessons, but I want to splash Iron no matter what. We're gonna still have to play these cards, but again, we can discard them. So I don't hate that concept. This is weird. Like, why would you go aggro? But I think we do it. Why would you go aggro in a 5-color draft? But I think the discard, we can get there, and tricks with cheap creatures. Just take a cheap card. Shrines didn't wheel, for whatever's worth. Human. Why is everything a human? So that card is just a 4-mana 4/4. There are shrines, but it's the land. Yeah, take the fixing. I mean, this is looking more like a curve out deck. Man, I'm trying too hard to win. But we're on a main account. Gotta take the rare. Satch. So that's the one we probably want to be able to cast, because it is an impactful card. These two are great. That's the cards I would take. So it gives you a clue at the beginning of your combat. Not combat, upkeep. And then it pumps where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. So you can sack the clues and pump. It's a pretty powerful card, or relatively powerful, but slow. These two are obviously better. And on colors, but we gotta take the rare if there's a rare. Another rare. These are pretty similar cards, and I don't want too many. I'd rather have a blue one. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter. Then it has 4 or more quest counters, draw a card, and you can give stuff unblockable. Too bad we have to take that over a good Gruul card for 4 that makes that airbends. Good lesson, good removal, good 2-draw, but we're more red-green based. Gotta take the rare, that's the fun in it. Oh my god, no. No. Maybe this was a mistake trying to build a curve out deck. Maybe that was a mistake. We gotta take the rare. 3/3 triggered ability of an ally you control triggers an additional time. There's a good lesson. The thing is, we're not gonna get many lessons because they go pretty high. And there's always a rare in the way. But this is something we don't impact. This is what gets opened. We also need to play these 4 cards. Come on. There's so many bad rares. I would love some of these aggro cards, or even the Raider. You're a rare though. What is that? Anyhow, whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this. Okay, no rare here, so we can make a pick. We don't have lessons. Guro cares about lessons. That's not an option. Good 5-drop. But I think we take a Lightning Strike because we also need... It's a good removal, and we need spells for Iroh. That wouldn't be that bad though. But Lightning Strike is good. Funny is how happy you are not seeing rares sometimes. So a 2-drop that's colorless. But I guess removal it is. Removal or this card is great, but we would have to splash it, which wouldn't be that bad because we probably want black sources either way. Just need the essentials for the deck, and this is another instant for our rare. You need interaction no matter how bad your deck is. Return up to one target permanent card. Create a clue. It is a lesson, but I don't think our deck is about that. I'd rather just take something that can curve out. I think it's easier to win that way. Maybe a 3-mana 3-1. Pretty flexible. Yeah. I'm digging that. Not the greatest card, but it fits the curve. I could play Sun Warriors. Too bad I didn't take the barrel. Now we're not seeing the barrel. Or I could just take the Freedom Fighters, which fits the curve. What if we just kind of need the creature curve, right? Everything's a human in this set, so that card does completely nothing. Can we pump the duck somehow? We can put counters on it. Because when you pump it, it's kind of okay-ish. I know there's Warden, which we could play as our 3, but I think we have to play the Warden. We're going to have tap lands. Warden seems fine here. Another human. Duck is not a human, so that would work with this guy. When here we get a good lesson. Lessons are decent here because of Iroh. And this can discard the bad cards away. Okay, we're just gonna try to build it like that. Another lesson or just a random... Another human. Everything's a human. We don't have a single non-human. It's crazy. Yeah, just a random beater. This we don't need to play. It's not a rare. And I guess that's more... That discards it? No, that doesn't discard. It's the other one that discards the flyer. But it's more in our colors. Playable rare. I'm taking that. With this one fights and gives you mana. And our creatures are small. But fine, we can use it on a small body at least to do something. Or in response to removal, it's an instant. Deal with something. Otherwise, I'd much rather have the lesson. I think that would be my pick. Mana fixing is also great here. It honestly doesn't look extremely terrible. It's just a low quality deck. We haven't opened any real bombs except our 6-drop. This is, yeah, it's still a pack to go, but this is usually the pick where you get a bomb. Man, 2 of those. Yikes. Gotta take it. There's no other rares. This one would trigger twice. This is not an ally. Archers are not an ally. There's not many ETBs at commons. Not on allies, at least. Okay. But if it's a rare, you gotta take it. Discard decent land to potentially cast that. But I'm kinda more on discarding stuff and just try to get the good side of the deck. That's an ally, works with these. I mean, our mana will be bad. It will be really bad. But we're gonna take the 3-drop. We're about curving out more. Yikes. Ally rare. To be fair, we have some allies. Okay, so we need to get white. Now I regret that duel. Yeah, we have too many white cards. That would be good for fixing. Another archer. Badger Mole is actually not a human. But gotta take the rare. This one is at least in our colors. Not that it does that much for this deck because we don't have many instant land otherwise. The 6 drops. You don't really have many picks. There's so many rares opened in these new boosters. In the new style of booster. Okay, we can actually take a card. So you kind of start picking after like pick 5 or 6. We don't have lessons for that. I think I'm just actually grabbing either one of these. I'm just gonna grab the trick. It's higher upside. At this point, we're just aiming for upside. No way. Another one. Or a really good card. And a land. Okay, this is a mess. It's really hard to do that in this set. But, okay. Let's see if we can get a win. This is gonna be alright. That land would work. Are we at the point just this card? I think it doesn't even work for these that well. That land kinda sucks for us. I'm just taking the removal spell. At least with some removal, you can deal with something and maybe we can attack. That works though. We're red-green main. We're splashing blue. No rares here. ETBs. Just go for ETBs. We have these, so maybe we cast them, maybe we discard them, but sure. Random flyer would also be a way to win. That land is fine. We'll play it over an island, and we can potentially cast the Pursuit. And these are then like non-cards. But everything else is somewhat castable. The 3/3s are debatable, but yeah. Maybe we need the Shrine. Forgot that searches for land. 4 mana for mana fixing. Maybe I needed to draft Shrines. Okay, that's playable. Don't have many lessons though. Wow, 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 wow. Start with rares. We gotta play them. So I'm gonna put in every rare. 14 rares at 10 cards. By the way, I like sometimes playing 40 or more cards because it's a reverse concept of consistency. You wanna play more cards to have less chances to draw your bad cards because they're more spread throughout the deck. Does that make sense? Plus, we're gonna need probably more than 40 just for the mana curve. That's another thing. So this we're probably not casting. And I don't think we even worry about the scavengers. It's just a low impact card. We're not sacrificing. Basics of limited deck is good mana curve, good creature curve, and interaction. And that makes for a functional deck. We're gonna start with a mana curve, with a creature mana curve, which doesn't look that bad. This part is okay-ish. Without counting these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures, which is almost there. And then interaction. Play blades, play that as interaction, removal, tricks are fine. So basically, you don't need to worry about. You do need some white, but maybe we just don't care that much. Red is the most needed because it has also the discard to get a hand together. So maybe 6, 7 green. I think we're gonna have to go with 7 red as well because we need another space for other colors. 26 cards. So we want to go over 40, I think. So maybe then 8 makes more sense. Or that would be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need at least 1 blue. And if we add this fixing, this bad fixing, then we probably want a swamp as well. That makes for 19 lands and 46 cards. 19 lands, 46. That's about it. Maybe 20 is even okay-ish. I do want white though for this guy as well. Okay, so let's add white. Let's add white and black and play this. We're gonna have to play it. And now it's 47 on 21. 49 on 21. That's okay, right? Could go 1 less red and risk it. And that would be 20 on 48 cards. Okay, the deck is the deck. The deck is the deck. It's gonna be over quick. I think we're gonna just get run over. The format is pretty aggressive sometimes. If you stumble. Yes and no. We have a red source, a discard. We just gotta keep that. This won't do much. So maybe we discard that one. The other cards are somewhat castable. Green is easier to get. The discard needs to get us there. Heart of cards. Let's see what's opponent's on. Okay. I think it's just that. Can do it end step. Hopefully there's no counter spells. That would be bad. But they started with a red land. No, there is blue. An aggro creature. Okay, we're discarding Ascension. It doesn't look like it will do much. Get a blue land. Get also a spell to play. What does that need? Oh, we can Firebend 4. Which would be then these two next turn. Well, we're gonna play a creature here. I could have bolted it tap land, but we don't have a real plan for next turn. So that taps down 3 mana, adds 4 mana, so it's plus mana, but you need instant speed spells. This my card is so good. It's so hard to block. So they would need 2 spells to naturally grow it. They need a trick to normally grow it, but then it's like a 1/1. It's probably just a bluff either way. It's really hard to not be like a 1/1. Okay, that needs to go. Oh, they don't get a clue. They do not get a clue. I don't do much other than just bolt it, which is fine. I cannot play a tap land, which might hurt us next turn, but currently it doesn't hurt us, and just ping them also. To be fair, I could have done it with that land. But now we have that up. I could have played a tap land here. I could have get the firebending mana. Yeah, this card is really bad. Okay, we can deal with that. Which is good, which is important. That one is a sorcery though. Imagine that card being an instant. How good would that be? With firebending in a color that firebends. They played some rares. Opus said they want to play some rares. This is relatively fine for a whole turn of theirs. Ooh. Ooh. So that would give us 1 mana. We can have that up. But if we have like 2 tricks or something, this would give us 1 mana. Maybe we just keep it up. We have enough mana now. Makes an ally, which is gonna be a 2-2. Okay, it makes a 2-1 and a 2-2. Archers. So they're splashing blue, I assume. Red, blue. Red, black, splash blue. Well, 3 colors. Confirmed. If I deal with that, we can probably just swing with the ally. Getting flooded. If I deal with this, it would give both unblockable. That's another interesting concept as well. Yeah, it gives 3 mana. I think that's good. Just try to get them in 2 turns. The best plan. Well, 2 turns, it's 3 turns, but you get the idea. It's annoying that they keep the double striker, but they need to pump it first. There's also this combo of making 1 more mana to activate the tunnel when we attack before blockers. This is fine, we don't want to risk them getting a removal. Should keep it on. I don't know. Man, if we got this damage through, it's gonna be a close game. But I have to be careful now, they're on 7. If we get a land, we get 4 damage in, which makes it for a 2-turn clock. Yeah. 3 is fine, 12. We use all our red mana to get extra mana, so that's why we cannot double spell. Bro, that's a lot of damage next turn. Interesting, they didn't go for extra damage. Okay, that gives us this guy and 4 damage. Unblockable. Oh, this land is maybe getting us there. Okay, we're on 12. 2 blockers. We only need 3 damage. Let's go! Stip draft win. Maybe we're gonna rank up. Oh my god, I'm getting ahead of myself. This was miserable. They played 2 rares though. They played 2 rares. Mana curve. Mono creatures. Too bad we're on the draw here. So yes, this one is tapped in a forest and everything is untapped. And we actually have all the mana besides for our random cards. I mean, these are better than mountains. Basic land, right? Yeah. Well, that's the garbage rare. Are we playing too many lands? We're getting mana flooded this game again. What an awkward card versus what we have. But okay. By the way, this being a human makes it we can give it still unblockable if we get the unblockable land. Planes would go far. Okay. I could or could not trade. It's pretty in the dark. What does that even do? If a land entered, so it's like a landfall. Sure. Wait, that sets them back a little bit. That's not bad. That is not that bad. If you rip up planes from the top, that would be so good. Yikes. So do we sack now? We lose blue. That seems awful. Okay, let's just pass. Yeah, this game is nothing of nothing. It looked good. Well, we can deal with that in our turn. I guess Iroh would be a bad draw. I don't think I care that much about these. I'm just gonna sack it. We need to dig. If that works, I like that. This might be safer. But still doesn't protect versus +2/+2. Okay, that works. That's great. Play another one of these. Pass, since like we just down trade. Down trading creatures seems something you wanna avoid in limited. Okay, that's fine. Well, they are milling first. We have 49 cards in the deck. What are opponents thinking? Number 41 Mythic, playing 49 cards. That one could potentially go in, but what are we even doing with 1 damage? This has a good trade here. Destroy a non-basic land. We deny a red. I don't think that's that great. It's hard to say. I'm just gonna pass. And get that back. Oh wait, but they can. No, they're not gonna have it up. It's only their turn. They're messing up. No. They have a protection. Damn. Yeah, what can you do? This we probably lose. Not much you can do. Now it makes sense why they left 1 mana up. That's fine, but not fine. Do we even have a removal spell? I don't think we have a removal for the 5/5. It looked good until they had a protection. We have a ++ fight. The red fight would do it. Okay, that's an out. That is an out. So we gotta save this one. These really don't do much anymore. Yikes. Play both out. I mean, we just give them the removal, but I don't know. I don't know. Sure. Sure. But yeah, now the mana is getting the best of us. To be fair, I didn't expect to cast these cards either way. Just prevent the most damage. No, prevent the most damage. Sure. Yeah, we can scoop here. We do get a turn. Let's play. Let's play. If they don't exile that, we can still get a fight spell that goes up to 4 only. Yeah, I don't know what's better here. Block, get rid of that stall, but then we don't have outs versus the 5/5 that also doesn't do that much right now. I mean that much. It's a 5/5. Oh, maybe we take too much damage. Okay, there was the lightning strike. Yeah, that was huge for our rank. They were on 80 something mythic percent. That's a decent hand. Have 3 colors of mana, a curve on the play. Barrels, that's a card we wanted and I didn't take. So these are just better mountains now. Discard a mountain. Bro, we're flooding. I need maybe to cut a land or add another card. We shouldn't be flooding that hard. I think our ratio is fine. Okay. This card just doesn't work that well with low power. Works here. Yeah, that looks like a removal. That's fine. Why is everything a human? I kinda want them to play a creature that we can fight. So we use that, because it's gonna be otherwise pretty useless. And we're in this situation. That's fine. And we're in this situation again where cracking that can backfire. Oh, we cannot play it out. This was mana of any color. Okay, so what I can do... Fight here. I could leave it up. It technically doesn't block. But if I fight, I get 2 mana, which means we can activate both. No, we can only activate one. No, we can activate both. No, we can activate one. Well, then it would be 2 pumps. Okay, I think we keep it. Hopefully that doesn't backfire. There are some like, but those are weird scenarios. Wait, what? Let me use the ability. Oh, anti-lantern. Okay, so we will lose the mana. Maybe it was better to just go for 2 pumps. Oh, then they lose the land, right? The target disappears. Is that how it works? Oh, it does re-enter. Okay, that's sick. Wow. That was insane. Funny interaction, actually. Doesn't come up often because usually lands are not animated. It doesn't really matter. Chum block. Okay. Looks good. Don't have a master removal open. Well, that's close. 6. We do have lethal? No. Has all activated or triggered ability of the chosen card. Oh, that's lethal. That is lethal in my books. Can we get 3 wins? That would be so sick. We would actually not lose any gems or not lose too many gems. So we need 1 more win. Curve and interaction. Back to 60. As long as we stay in top 250, I'm fine. Well, our mana is quite consistent. Our curve is quite consistent. On the draw, though. So that gives us... we can actually cast our off spells now. Our uncastable spells we can cast. Even though we don't have them in the hand, but we can draw them. Okay. Huh, that might be worth fighting. Oh, we have so many better plays. We're 1 short of doing 2 things. Because if that grows, it's annoying. But if we fight it now, we don't get the extra mana. I mean, we get the mana here. Yeah, what an awkward turn. I'm gonna send it in. I think it's just too hard to not curve out here. This doesn't have an ability for lands. Could have Vigi, could have something. Well. That's so awkward. Whew. That was good though, wow. I mean, okay, they can have 1 mana something, but... Well, they do have something up. I guess that's pretty low impact. And then the fight would be that, even if they have a protection. I can attack both first. And then have that up as well. Because 2 mana is enough here from these 2. Now it's about risking that. +2. 2 for 1 is rough here. I think I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna risk it. Because we're like 2 for 1ing is pretty bad. We do get 1 mana, but that doesn't do anything. But if I get the Zookeeper, if we get a land, we can attack and fight. This would be a problem. Well, I can deal with both, I guess. But not with that one. Or I can fight here as well if I want to attack with these, but they have a block. So that was possible even without it. I mean, I don't know, better plan. This is a 6/6. They're decently low. But yeah, 5/5 is a problem. Just take it now. Two cards. Two cards. Human, human, human. That wouldn't be a human. This needs to jump. Maybe I needed that. Or a chumper. Sure. So definitely can pump. I mean, it's a better double blocker. Or even a better chumper. They're on two cards. That touch is annoying. I think here we put everything on it and hope they have no trick. Huh. They're so close to dying. I mean, otherwise we just chum, but they have to have something or what? What is going on? Otherwise it would be that, and if they have nothing, this becomes a 3-3, which means everything can potentially swing. Yikes. Yeah, this is rough now. Man, if there was no that last card, we would actually get there. And I think that block was fine with even them having nothing. Come on, stop kicking Oppo. So we got a double block now. Okay, come on. Come on. That's unfair. That's tilting. Funny is we still had a game here. We still had a game if they didn't top deck. I think because they're left with that. We're left with a better creature. Now we have the lands. This is now a no. I don't think we have an out. Chumping, that doesn't do anything. That we don't have a removal for that. Bounce. There's no bounce in our deck. This card is so bad. That was some next level top decking. Because they obviously didn't have a trick when we went for the fight. And they had 1 mana up. Yeah. Satch. Okay, come on, 1 win. This was so close. This was so close. We almost went away with something. We got away with something almost. That's probably a keep. It's a really risky hand though. Really slow. On the play, that would be way better. We do get these, but like, how do we crack them? I mean, we crack them, but it's like the whole turn of... So I don't think this will go that well for us. A whole turn of do nothings. Especially if they start with a 1. Yeah. Can deal with an artifact, but it just does nothing. The issue is this is helping them beat us. If they had, I think it was worth keeping if they had a slow hand or a slow deck. But that's we're not beating. This is just over. Blue, blue, blue. They deal with a flyer, no. Whatever. Should have gone there, but okay. It's not, the game is not about that. The game is not about us attacking. These enchantments are usually just bad. Or most of them. The green one is really good. The green one I like. Okay, at least we only take 2 this turn. How do we deal with... If we deal with a hawk, then they can still move the equipments there. Why don't you give reach? Whenever you attack. Wow, that card is... Because you don't want to attack once you get so many clues. That card is bad. I mean, we gotta find something. But even with... I don't know what... okay, that's over. I don't know what card beats this start in our deck, or what sequence of cards, because we would just curve out with worse creatures. And now we got that, but it's too late. It's +5 pump. We have this. We don't have a red though. Okay, chat. Thank you for watching. This was ultimately fun. We actually won some games. Almost got a third win, which would be such an overachievement. But I'll take 2. I don't think we well, oh my god, I need to play now. Now I have a chance to D-rank. Everybody's rank is so low. MMR is so low because the good players are tanking the rank for the last few hours. But yeah, nevertheless, we kind of stayed in top 250. So technically not completely ruined. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. Thank you again for the 5K subscribers. Thank you for... yeah, I'm gonna shut up. Have a wonderful weekend.